Hello everybody, this is the Gadget Man with Discovering in Color. And today I want to talk about device integration with two particular little devices here. The first one, and I've gone over it before, is the Garmin InReach Mini. And I want to talk about how it integrates with the Garmin 66ST. So this one here is a full GPS device. This one here is a communicator with GPS functions. So two different things here. But these two, because they're made by the same manufacturer, actually do communicate with each other. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go over a couple of the nice things about having two of these devices. Okay, in the past, what I've done, I've talked about how using a cell phone and a Garmin InReach Mini can be used together. On your cell phone, they have something called the Earthmate App, and what it does is it allows you to communicate with your Garmin InReach Mini in pretty much every function that it has. Give it an SOS, do regular messages, all that type of stuff. You can also view maps on your cell phone. Now, why not just use these two devices? Well, there's some pros and cons. The pro to this one here is if you're going to send a message off the InReach, this has a full functional keyboard, and you can sit there and you can text your message and read your messages and see where you are, all those good things. The cons are, this is not a very rugged device, and as most people know, you can burn through a battery on a cell phone in a day very easily. So, what's an alternative to this of taking your cell phone? Maybe you want to leave it behind. Here's what you can do. You can use this device right here, which is the Garmin 66ST. Now this device here, when it comes to especially things like battery life, if you use it properly, you can get a couple of days of battery life out of this particular device here, along with your InReach Mini. So, how do the two integrate with each other? Well, first off, this one here, when you're going to use it, this is the GPS, this is the GPS. So automatically you have some redundancy. When it comes to communication, this will not communicate through satellites. There is a version of this which has an InReach built into it. This is not one, this is just the GPS. So these two talk together, and what happens is if you receive a message on your InReach, you also receive the same message on your Garmin 66ST. Kind of nice, because now instead of trying to hit these little tiny side buttons on there to figure out what the little message is, it's going to come up on here, and you're going to be very easily be able to read it, depending on where you have this mounted, and you can easily reply to it, because what this will have is, if you want to send a regular message, this actually does have a full keyboard on top, and you have to use little navigation buttons right down here to type. So a little more cumbersome than using a cell phone, but you can use it to type and communicate and send a message. Now, you can also use this to send an SOS off of your Garmin InReach. Now, the Garmin InReach does have an SOS button on the side here, or actually on this side right here, where you've got to take it, you've got to pop it open, push the button, do a lot of things, and make it work, because it's not meant to be inadvertently activated. On here, it's just a little bit different. Hard to see it right on here, but it actually has in the top here, it's got an SOS icon on the side here, and if you tab over to it, what will happen is that it will actually say, do you want to use an SOS? It's got a little safety feature in here in the fact that if you don't hit this within a few minutes, it actually jumps back to what we call the timer mode. So you can't inadvertently leave it on the SOS, forget about something, lay it down, and it inadvertently triggers an SOS. It only stays on the screen for about 10 seconds, then it reverts back to a different mode, so you don't accidentally do it. Now this one here you can also navigate off of. It's not going to use the GPS that's on the InReach Mini. It's going to use its own GPS, and you're going to be able to see all of your trails, anywhere you're going, all that kind of stuff. Now, why take two of these? Why not just take a map? By all means, you should have a map as a backup means of navigation. If you're on an established trail, probably this is all you need. If you're going to be doing something where you're going to be doing really in the backcountry, and you don't want to necessarily keep taking your cell phone to keep that charged, get one of these two things right here, because one, you're going to be able to see your trail very easily, which you cannot see on this. There's no maps on the InReach Mini, but you're going to be able to see your trail. And if you're not on an established trail and you're going from point to point, maps are fine. Maps are fun. I like maps. However, a map is only good if you know where you are. If you've got a map and you have absolutely no idea where you're on that map, it's not going to do you very good. You've got to get a fix. That's one of the great things about a GPS, is that you can get a fix off of a GPS, and you can say, I put my map away, and you can bushwhack it again. But once again, the Garmin 66ST and the Garmin InReach Mini. These are two pretty nice devices. They both have the same mounting brackets on the back, so you can purchase those from Garmin. I like to have my InReach Mini someplace, maybe on my back where I don't necessarily have to see it. And my GPS, usually I'll put up here on my breastplate right here so I can use it. I can peek down and look at it, do whatever I want to do with it. But these are your two devices here. So it's not bad. It's a lot of electronics. Some people don't like it. They just like to go out with a map. But if you're going to be bushwhacking or you're not on an established trail, I definitely recommend you bring a GPS with you so you know where you're going. So that's it. The Gadget Man with Discovering in Color. Hopefully it's a good review. If you want to see a full review of this, go ahead and look on the Garmin website. I'm not really going to get into all the features of this. But that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys on the trail.